Imagine Harry Potter stepping off a plane, squinting into the Florida sun, palm trees swaying, a guy in a tank top blasting music from a lowrider, and Harry just looking around like he's completely lost. And honestly, he is. Because somehow, the boy who lived just landed in the most chaotic open-world Rockstar has ever built. GTA 6 heads to the state of Leonida, home to the neon-soaked streets of Vice City and beyond. And we thought, what happens when the most polite kid from the wizarding world shows up right in the middle of it? That's what this video is. No fan theories, no lore debates, just Harry Potter dropped into GTA 6, trying to survive, and somehow keeping a completely straight face the entire time. Here's what's coming. We've got 5 scenes, and the last one has a punchline so good we almost cut the whole video short just to end on it. Stay for that. Actually, stay for all of it, because scene 3 is where this whole thing gets completely unhinged, and I promise you haven't seen the spells coming. Let's start with the arrival. Harry steps off the plane. He's got his robes on, his wand tucked in his pocket, and he's looking around at the palm trees and the neon signs and the guy on the corner arguing with a pelican. And he goes, very quietly, very sincerely, "This doesn't look like platform 9 3/4 at all." And the local biker who's been watching this kid in a cape wander out of arrivals just stares at him and says, "Yo bro, you lost? This is Leonida, not England." That's the energy of this whole thing. Harry is dead serious. The world around him is absolute mayhem. And that gap, that contrast between his polite British confusion and the raw Vice City chaos, is exactly what makes every single scene land harder than the last. Keep that in mind, because it only escalates from here. Scene 2. The hat swap. At Hogwarts, the sorting hat decides your fate. It drops on your head, it reads your soul, it tells you where you belong. In Leonida, the sorting process is a little different. Harry's in the middle of a police chase, not because he started it, he would never, but because he's Harry Potter and chaos finds him. A cop's cap falls off during the chase and lands right on his head. Harry picks it up carefully. He holds it at arm's length, the way he always did with the sorting hat. He goes, interesting. Where should I put you? And the police cap, in the deepest, most bored voice possible, just says, "Easy. You're going to gangster house, kid." No hesitation, no ceremony, just gangster house. Harry nods like this is completely normal information and keeps walking. Now here's the part one told you to stay for. Scene 3. The spells. This is the heart of it, and we cut sharp between each one. Harry raises his wand, he says, "Expelliarmus," and we cut immediately to a street fight where some guy just throws his gun away mid-argument, completely involuntarily, looking at his own hand like it betrayed him. The spell worked. Harry nods, satisfied. He raises the wand again. Wingardium Leviosa. Cut to a guy tossing a bag of goods over a fence in slow motion, and for just a second, just a half second, it looks like it's floating. Like it's genuinely floating. Harry watches from a distance, makes a small note in his head, moves on. And then the last one. Lumos. Someone flips on their car's high beams at full blast, straight into another driver's eyes. The guy swerves. Harry watches the whole thing unfold from the sidewalk, completely unbothered, like this is just how magic works in Leonida. The joke isn't that the spells are silly. The joke is that Harry never once questions whether they worked. He just accepts it and moves to the next one. That's the character. That's why it hits. And speaking of things that hit, if you're enjoying this, drop a comment with which spell you think would be the most genuinely dangerous in Vice City. Because I have a theory about Avada Kedavra and the wanted system that I'm not going to say out loud. Think about it. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're still here, you're basically already one of us. Hit the button. We do this kind of thing a lot. Scene 4. The Dursley moment, GTA style. At Privet Drive, Harry's whole life was Uncle Vernon screaming at him from across the kitchen. In Leonida, the energy is the same, just with a car horn and significantly more road rage. Harry's standing in the middle of the street, again, not his fault, and an NPC leans out of their window and goes, "Hey, wizard kid. Get off the road before I run you over." Harry turns around, slowly, he looks at this man, and in the most calm, most sincere voice you've ever heard, he says, "That's not how they taught us to behave at Hogwarts." Not angry, not scared, just genuinely disappointed, like he's informing this man that his conduct is below standard. The NPC doesn't know what to do with that. Nobody in Leonida knows what to do with Harry Potter. Which brings us to the final scene. And this is the one. This is what the whole video has been building toward. Harry is sitting on a stolen bike. Wand in hand, the neon-soaked streets of Vice City stretch out around him, and it's every bit as chaotic as you'd expect. There are sirens in the distance. Someone is definitely on fire. A flamingo walks past in the background. And Harry just sits there, looking at all of it, and says, completely deadpan, "I don't think we're at Hogwarts anymore." And then the screen cuts to black. And text appears. Season 2, Hogwarts Rush Hour. That's it. That's the whole bit. And the reason it works every time, is because Harry never breaks. He never winks at the camera. He never acknowledges that any of this is weird. He just exists in Leonida with the same quiet dignity he had at Hogwarts, and the world around him is completely, irreversibly unhinged. The bigger that contrast, the harder it lands. Every time.